I should be live. I hope I'm live. You never know. If there's, well, I guess I am because my phone just gave an indicator. Never know for sure if the phone is actually telling the truth, though. Let's see. How about that? Somebody just sent me a message. So anyway, if you can hear me, let me know. That's one of those things you just never know. If anyone is there, I do believe someone's here. Let me see. I'm going to try to go. Oh, that was the alarm that says you're a thingy, but I don't trust it. Alexa, stop. But I don't trust my computer, so I'm not putting you down, computer. I'm not talking bad about you. But you know, truth is truth. I don't trust my computer to actually work. Excuse me. I was eating potato chips before I realized what time it was. All right, so let me go to YouTube. Yay! Okay. Sailor Twilight is here. And you can hear me fine, right? Because again, you know, my voice. Always like a cartoon character. Aw! I'm glad I was able to make it because it was looking slim for a minute there. Y'all already know, like, I'm not a well person, and I was having a really hard day, which is why I don't have eyebrows today and eyeliner, because I couldn't see. I don't have eyeliner or anything. I couldn't do it because my skin wants to show off. So no eyeliner, no eyebrows. Oh well, it is what it is. But it doesn't just, my skin doesn't just act up, it actually hurts. So when the eczema is doing all this crazy shit that you see now, I literally suffered through it. But the pain of it started easing up, so I was able to get here without too much trouble. So I'm going to wait a few minutes. Meanwhile, let me know what you got done. If you made it through the first 1 and 2, if you got all the way up to your outline. If you didn't, let me know. We're going to go over a few of those steps anyway for people who missed some of it, but we can't go too deep into it because you can always catch up. It's not like this isn't a race. So I'm going to be showing the examples that are in the PDFs that you all get. And anyone who doesn't have the current PDF, let me know so I can get it to you. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me put my email in here because I tried to get it where, well, I'll tell you that in a minute. I had to do it where I can send it out to everyone where they can just click and get it, but I couldn't get it to work through YouTube. So anyone who needs tonight's PDF that doesn't have it, this is my email address. And if I typed anything wrong because I can't see it, it's just simply author@yahoo.com. Email me. In the subject line, put part 3. And that way I'll know it's you because I don't open emails unless I know where they're coming from. So just put part 3 in the subject line and I'll know that I'm sending you what I'm sending out. So I'm just gonna show you my crazy method to get the blueprint part of this thing done so you can get to your checklist. Because we got 1 step left next week and I can't wait to get to it. Now I know this is about April being in awe. April is for writing erotica, but nothing about this information has to be just for an erotic tale. You can use it for anything across the board. So just email me. Matter of fact, let me put my email up so I'll know that they're coming in, because otherwise I won't. So I don't get notifications the way I should. Am I on the right one? I don't even know if I'm on the right one. Yes, this is the right one. I'll just leave that there so that I am good to go. Okay, so I think I'm right. We're missing somebody. Oh yeah, Cat. Hurry up, Cat. So don't forget, tell me what you're working on. Tell me how far you got. Tell me if you're struggling. I love doing these where we can help each other out, break through a wall, because the reason why I came up with all these steps, it wasn't because you were going to need all of them, but if you ever got to a point where you just got stuck, these steps help you get unblocked, get unstuck, generate some ideas, how to move past it. I know I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to take a chance. I've never, ever in my entire writing career, and I am almost 60 years old. Yes, I like telling that. I am I lie so much. I think I have 2 years and then I'll be 60. Ever had writer's block. Knock on for Micah. Alexa, are you listening to me?
Sorry, I don't know that.
She full of shit. She over there glowing. Something is up. She paying attention. I never had it. And the reason why I don't get it, or I feel like I don't get it, is because I have all these things in play. Again, everybody is not going to need them. It is just one of those things in case you do. Okay? So is everyone ready? Wait a minute. I always get lost. Okay. Let's see. I'm currently working on my prequel story. I am at 12,514 words and counting. It is called Tainted Blood. Yes, I love that. I am kicking around an erotic side novel with some characters from my series. That'll work. Actually, I love, people laugh at me, but I actually have written fan fiction of my own stuff. But I do it, practicing writing and stuff like that. I have alternate universes. I have complete and utter upheaval of my stories. Maybe a honeymoon story. Cool. Okay, you're ready. So you worked on the outline last week, so you have your skeleton outline, right? I'm just going to assume you do. All right, so let me try to pull up the document. Fingers crossed. My computer's already mad. I can hear her struggling. Share screen. Yes, share screen. And let's get to. Well, let's pull this up. All right. So in the sample that you all have for you to kind of help you get your outline together is my Red Riding Hood story. Now, I'm trying to see, is this the good one? Okay. So what I did was I took a story that I knew everyone knew. I think by now I changed Red's name to Amber. So your document may say Amber. And it may be slight differences, but the principle is still the same. So it was a matter of every time you had a scene, for lack of a better term, because y'all can't see me now, so I'm like actually doing the finger thingies, the finger quotes. You want to write a teeny tiny sentence for it. The sentence does not have to be grammatically correct. You don't, nothing about it has to be good. It just has to be something that you know what that scene is going to be. Please, I am begging you with all my heart. Don't write more than a couple words in a sentence. Seriously, don't do that to you. If you do more than that, you're gonna feel like you're writing the story twice, which is another thing that really bugs, especially the discovery writers. This is why they don't like to do outlines, because they feel like they're writing it twice. So don't do that to yourself. So we went through it and we said, like the first thing is Red playing in her front garden. Her mother calls her in to eat. Let me go back again. I use the story, like I said, because it's familiar to people. If I was actually making a blueprint for this, all these details I would not have put. I would have started it with Red playing in the garden. Mother sends her to the baker. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of these things I wouldn't have in. But I did it just to show you all what I meant by when the scene changes, make a sentence. Okay, so mother calls her in to eat. She gets a call. A call comes from Granny. So the mother sends Red to the baker. And basically what happened, the grandmama called, hey, I'm hungry. Where you been? You ain't took care of me in a long time. What's your problem? So the mother, instead of the mother doing what she should do and take care of her own mama, she sends the child to the baker to go get some goodies. She goes to the baker. She gets the treats. She returns home with them. The mother sends her to Granny's house. Basically, puts her like 9-year-old child out to go a trek through the woods to go to her grandmama's house, which is like, yeah, parent neglect and child endangerment, but okay. She begins her trek. She stops to pick up the flowers, blah, blah, blah. All those things that are happening to her that you can read in the thing. So we get all the way down to the bottom. The police arrive at Red's home, arrest the mother for child endangerment and neglect. Yes, that's right. My version. The mama needs to go to jail. The baker and his wife pick up Red from the authorities, and Red goes to live with them and lives happily ever after. All right. So you have those things. Let me see. It's hard for me to switch back and forth. All right. So you have your list in chronological order of what happens. Now, if you were someone who had your chronological list, but you also had additional stuff that you didn't know where to put it yet, that's fine. You will figure it out. Leave it in your ABC list, but your 1, 2, 3 list is what we're working with. Everybody at that point so far, you're good here? Okay. Yay! I was like, where's Cat? All right, so everybody's at this point. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite. Well, I shouldn't say my favorite. It's one of my favorites, but this is one of my favorite parts of the whole process. Okay, so let's go to what we're going to be doing today. Let's see if I can get back there. Yes, do that. And go back here. All right. I might need to go to my main document because I think this is a little bit further ahead. Let me go to my main document. Give me a second. And then that was it for that, right? No, I guess we could have stayed there, actually. Okay, let's just stay there. All right. You guys are smart cookies. You can follow along even with my madness. If we were in a classroom setting, I could do this so much better. But I'm so afraid that I'm going to click the wrong thing and like destroy the stream. All right, let's try again. All right. So for mine, that turned out to be 32 scenes, 32, and not technically scenes, but 32 scenes for lack of a better term. The first thing you need to do with whatever number of scenes that you have is to divide them by 3. Let's see if that's on the other document. Right. Ignore all this, because yes, that's what we're doing, but that makes it look kind of convoluted, and I don't want you to get confused. The easy thing to be is I had 32 scenes. If I divided them evenly, well, I did I did change a little bit, but I divided them for 10, 10, and 10, with the 2 remainder put into the second act, which you can see right here. So what you want to do to create your 3 acts is divide the amount of scenes you have by 3 and put the remainder in the middle, no matter what that number is. So for me, for this particular story, Act 1 would be the first 10, Act 2, the 12, and then Act 3, the last 10. Simple as that. That's all you have to do. Do not worry about anything else. Just divide it by 3. Let me know when you are at that point. You know what I need? I need that dual screen thing that people have so I can see back and forth. But yeah, let me know that you have your scenes, no matter what they are, because remember, they can be incomplete. Don't let that, deter you. Let's see. Where am I? There we go. Okay. All right. So if you have that, you divided it. All right. So let's go to the next step. And the thing with it is this: it's easy if you keep remembering like the rule of 3. For whatever cosmic reason, 3s just seem to work with people on the subconscious level, whether they know it or not. Because you may even in your book, you may not even have technically acts. You may not look at it that way, but when you're writing it, you kind of want to think of it in that kind of a space. You want your first act and your last act to be just a little smaller. Normally, I mean, you can break every rule, just know the rule before you do. And your middle is a little thicker. Thick in the middle. All right, let's go back. Oh. Yes, this, do that. And let's pull up this one. All right. So you have you have it separated into the 3 acts. Now, this is where you get to turn those 3 acts. You get to break them down into their parts. Again, see all this? We're not reading that right now. In Act 1, you're going to do the exact same thing you just did when you broke them into acts. You are going to now break your acts into 3 separate sections. You're like, Aphrodite, why are you doing all this? It's crazy. You trust me. You gotta trust me. So for Act 1 and also Act 3, we have 10 parts, which came out to be 3, 3, and 3 with 1 left over. So the one that's left over goes in the middle. So Act 1 Part A, 3, Act 1 Part B has 4, and Act 1 Part C is also 3. Do that next. And then do that with the other 2 acts. Now, I can't tell you what yours is going to be. Just do that. And then I can show you how to separate, how to, not separate, but how to label your chapters. Ooh, I can't wait till we get to a sprint. Y'all, I am so excited. All right, so let's go back here. It doesn't even want to let me come back. There we go. All right, everybody up to speed? Cool. Now that you have your 3 acts broken down, and then your acts themselves broken down, what you want to do is determine your chapters. It's like, well, why? How? You can't do chapters that way. You can't. How are you going to know? And when you have a high and a low and a this and a that, and you want to end a certain way, you want to do a certain thing, trust me, you can change it anytime. But at least do this part and then fix it if you have to. Okay? So let's go back in. This is going faster than I thought it was going to go. Okay. Let's see. Documents. Good times. So you wanna take the first line of each part and highlight it, and that is going to be your chapter. See how easy that was? Like, that's all you do. Do that for all 3 acts. Do it for all 3. Now, I understand that you're like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't going to work. Nope, trust me. Do it for all 3 acts. Highlight it in any kind of way you want. I have to make mine italicized in purple so I can see it. You do not have to do that. Just highlight it however you want. You can underline it. It doesn't matter. What I also usually do is behind each one, I will put what chapter it is. Oops. There was a reason why I didn't do it for this, and I'll tell you in a moment. Etc. Etc. I usually do that. Don't do that yet, because those numbers may change. Let me see. Do I have the rest on this one? No. I have to go to my main one. Let's see if I can find it. Well, sit here for a second. No, let's go back. All right, let me find the master. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't expect us to get this far so fast. So let's jump down. We did all that in the first 2 weeks. We got a lot done. Holy moly. All right. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot done. All right, so let's go back. Let's see. Oh, hey, I was here. Don't worry. I'll make sure you get the PDF that talks about this anyway. We're just breezing through it real quick so we can get to some writing. So no worries. Yes. All right. Screen share again. Oh my goodness. And you guys don't know how happy it makes me to be able to really sit and do my teachy stuff. I miss teaching so much. And this is I am a much better teacher in person. Me trying to do this kind of stuff with my vision and everything, it really sucks. So here is the acts for parental guidance suggestions, better known as Red Riding Hood. How I broke them up in the different chapters. Obviously, if you had a bigger book, do I have an example of that? Let's see. I do not. If you have a longer book, let's say, let's say instead of in your Act 1, your first part had 12 scenes in it. Part B had 15 scenes in it, and then part C had 12 scenes in it. What would happen is inside, like your first ones, no matter what, are always going to be the chapters. Always. The first ones, always. But within it, let's say you get down to part 6 and you make that a chapter as well. You highlight it, turn it. I'll just do it here so you can see what I'm talking about. We'll pretend like this is more to it. All right, so let's say I had so many, I had to add, the more in the inside. You're going to always want to add more on the inside. You do that. Oh, yeah, this needs to be the same, more on the inside. And this is how you go about determining where you want to break your chapters up. Mind you, let me come back. Mind you, I want to be really clear. Nothing about where you're breaking them right now is permanent. This is more of a but what I discovered with teaching the kids how to break stuff down, it gets a sort of a cadence when you do this. But you will find out when you start writing that maybe having scene 4 start as a chapter didn't work. So you just not make it a chapter heading anymore. It works better with the scene before it coming in as a new chapter, because then we had the dun dun dun, that kind of thing. But if you do this, you'll see that better. It'll make more sense to you. And that's how it starts to become your blueprint. Okay? Again, just trust me. You're not carving this into the side of a stone. You can just like I did, you can just go back and change it. All right, so let me show you the next section that we have to do, and then we can get to the writing. What? How did we do that? You guys are amazing. Okay. Google is crazy, y'all. Okay, so we broke it up. We now have our chapter headings. We know which ones are chapters. All you're going to do for the next part, let's go up to the first one. All you're going to do is highlight your whole thing. And instead of just having your numerals over here now, you're going to turn it into a checklist. You're going to hit this bad boy and get that instead. Okay? Don't actually highlight where it says part A, part B, and part C. And so you're going to have this. All this loveliness here. Do that. Now, what I wound up doing is, because I like to still have my numerals, I wound up typing the numerals in. And that way, when I changed it to the check boxes, I still knew I could still see my numbers. And I do that because when I type up my scenes, even though I do go in chronological order, I put them in separate documents. And I'll tell you why in a minute. All right, so do this for all 3 acts. See, and I told you this part was easy. It's literally clicks. However, and you can use whatever you want, because some people have circles on theirs. I like boxes because I like to then turn and do this. When I write one, let's say I'm finished that one, I just change it to a check. Finish that one, and I change it to a check. Or back when I was a little more old school, I would just print it and check them as I went. So do that for all of them. Let's see. Oh, I did put an example in. Okay, see, I am pretty crazy at the same time. All right, so this is one of my, wait a minute, let me make sure this is one I can show. No, I cannot. So let's see. Just do this part and trust me. I will send you one of my old checklists so you can see exactly what I'm saying if you just request it. All you gotta do is ask me for it and I'll send it to you because I want you to see one that's not an example like the Red Riding Hood one. So if you guys are at that point, which is all you had to do for this week, I'm just saying, you're good. We only been doing this for a half hour. If you're at that point, you're good to go. So what we will do for the sprinting is you go back to your checklist that you just made, that you just did it, to your first scene or whatever scene you want. Because sometimes you just aching to write a scene and you just want to write that scene. Pick that scene and write it. Oh, let me tell you how to one more thing. Hold on. I knew I forgot something. Getting on. Let's go back to here. All right. You see how you have Act 1. Remember how in last week's clinic where I told you to name the story and then put scenes behind it. Name the story, put outline behind it. Name the story, etc. Well, for this one, you're going to give the name of the story. I'm doing this like you're looking at me. Oh my God, you're looking at the screen. You're going to put the name of the story and then put checklist. So for this is parental guidance advised checklist. And the reason why you're going to do that, because let's say, for instance, you decided that you just dying to write this scene, right? You have to write the scene. You'll come back to the other ones. You're not feeling them right now, but you have to write this particular scene. You are going to save this document. Now, I use initials at this point when I get to the little documents. So it'll be PGA, parental guidance advised. So PGA, IB1. Again, you do not have to save it that way. What I do, I save it under Act 1. So I just use I, Roman numeral 1, B1. So as long as I have the PGA, IB1, I know what scene that is. I pull that up, my document, I type out whatever that scene is. Whatever that scene turns out to be. It could be a paragraph, it could be 10 pages. Whatever it turns out to be, I save it as that. And then I'll move on to the next one. And the reason why I do that, well, I do it for a couple of reasons. But the main reason I do it is before I go into a compile. When I compile let's say it took 4 scenes to make 1 chapter, I can edit it without driving myself crazy. With the self-edit. I can do my self-edit and go document 1, 2, 3, and 4, compile it, send it to my alpha, who will then rip it apart because my editing sucks. Compile it. Once I get, you remember the purple lines, the purple sentences. Once I get from one purple sentence to another purple sentence, I compile it because that meant that I did a chapter. Those go to my alpha or what is it some people call them? Critique person. I don't know. You can call them whatever you like. But the first person who gets their hands on it, they get my raw stuff like that. I will do that one self-edit and then it goes off. While I am waiting for it to come back to me, I am doing other chapters and I make my way through. And quite honestly, I can write probably with that method, depending on how long the scenes are, I can get like 2 and 3 chapters done every time I sit down to write. They're not the greatest chapters, but they are out of my head. The stuff that's out of your head and on paper, you can now fix. You cannot fix the stuff that's still in your head. Oh my God, this heat is killing me. Stuff is in your head. Get it on paper. Doesn't have to be pretty. Get it out of your head. You can make it pretty. Okay? Everybody, I hope we're in the same spot at this point, because now we get to go right. We get to sprint. I am going to pull up the project that I've been working on with you all, with helping me out. I think I did have a bump I might need to ask you guys' opinion on. But that's what we're doing. Everybody ready to write? Everybody's ready. Oh, people are still saying hi. Okay. Oh my God, you guys, it's like 800 degrees in here. I don't know what I was thinking. I actually went outside today for the first time in months. And it turns out I don't miss outside. It So let's do, it is 8:50. That's perfect. Let's actually do a 10. Let's ease into it. So meet me back here at the top of the hour. And then share with me what you got done and what you plan on doing next. Okay? But you say you miss outside? I think what it is not so much that I don't miss it. Everybody go right. That I don't miss it. It's just that I'm so paranoid that I couldn't enjoy it. All right, everyone, go outside. Go outside. Get writing, I mean. Oh my goodness, I'm so old. Okay, everybody, that is time. Alexa, stop. That is time. Let's see. Turn that off. I always forget to turn the banners off. Like, I'm like, why are they still going across the screen? Blah, blah, blah. You guys, you have no idea how much work I have to do. I have so much to do. Oh, and I wanted to make sure I said this. If you have any questions and you don't want to share them here, you can always contact me either on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, email, because you all have my email. So just hit me up. I will help. I will do whatever I can. I may not know all the answers, but when I don't know the answer to something, I find it. And again, this is just, I guess the best way to say this is a lot of the stuff that I write, comes to me and I just knock it out. This is what I use when I run out of steam, when I'm not writing hot anymore. Once I get to where, okay, get your breath, calm down, not writing hot, I do this. I put it together. And again, it has never failed me. It's never failed me. My the whole time, like in my 20s and 30s, even my teens, the 20s and 30s mainly, I was writing crazy. Like I was all over the place. 5,000 stories, 1 billion, new ideas, and I was trying to go at them because every time I had a new idea, of course, I wanted to write shiny new idea. And I realized that I wasn't getting anything complete. I was getting a lot of work in, but I wasn't getting anything complete. And once I got myself to this level of, okay, you have this and this and this, do that, I knocked my stuff out. Like I literally had novels and screenplays at 75 and 80% done, and all I had to do was sit down and complete them. And when I did this, it was just so much easier for me to do that. It made it where I could concentrate on the task in hand, even with other stuff on fire on the side. I can put this fire out first and then go to the next and then go to the next and then go to the next. You know what I mean? So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, it's so regimented. Oh, it's so this. And so it's definitely extra. But you always can tailor it to how you want to roll with it. 320 hours and 10 minutes. It took me 5 minutes just to get my stuff back set up. Oh my God, amazing. 53 words in 10 minutes. Y'all, okay? Y'all showing me up, but that's okay. It's okay. I ain't mad. I love it. I love it. I emailed both of you the document so that all my crazy tongue-tied twistedness makes better sense. Plus, I just like for people to have visuals in front of them. So you have the documents now. And you should be, you guys are like ahead of the game, actually. I cannot wait till we get to part 4. Part 4 is my favorite. I know I keep saying that, but I get excited through the different stages. Because I like to, we're not going to say dump anymore, right? I like to unpack. I do. And then I like to do my, the whole, I'm going to say scheduling. The whole, getting the outline, just getting something in order. I love breaking it up and getting my acts together and my chapters. I get so excited when I start seeing it on the paper and I'm like, yay, I know what I'm doing. But and making the checklist from that. But the last part, that's when the magic happens. That's when we get to the groovy stuff. So even though throughout the entire process, you're always writing, even when you're making your outline, you may come up with something. Oh no, let me write this down real quick. The whole time, you never stop unpacking. You never stop altering. And when you get to when you're writing, like sincerely, like, okay, I'm digging into it, it's still going to be some more stuff that changes and alters. It's still gonna do that. But I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Next week, I'm probably gonna be ridiculously giddy. Just putting it out there now. To me, it is the part that's a little challenging, but it's only challenging because we're humans and we have lives outside of our writing careers. But it's still so rewarding that you're going to wonder, like, why didn't I always do this? Why didn't I always do this? Okay, I'm going to try for the next time we come back around to show you, find one of my outlines to show you all. Even though it will be very spoilery, I'm still going to do it. No, I know what I'll do. I'll just email you one. Anybody that wants one of my outlines for one of my older stories or one of my possible newer stories, message me and say you want one and I'll email it to you. All right. So, I thought that said something altogether different. It's 9:06. So it's 6 after. You guys want to do a 20? Ready for a 20? Want to jump from a 10 to a 20? Ooh, look at us. Let me know if you're ready to do that. And actually, we might make it a little bit more like a 22, 23-ish. So we just go down to the bottom. What do you guys say? Let's see. Yeah, let's go for it. I can't even find the stupid thing. And it's not like it moved. I hate me sometimes. Let's see. Let's do it. I think, yeah, we can handle it. We are rock stars up in here, man. And I like, and for me, it takes me a second to get back in, and then it takes me a second to defrag afterwards. When I do writing sprints, I do better when I'm not the one on camera. I like to be like in the sprint as opposed to trying to make sure I'm clicking shit right. But all right, so bottom of the hour now. I will meet you all back here at 1:30. Have at. I'll be right back. I have to get something to drink. child. Woo. How y'all do? Because y'all, I literally was searching. I really wanted to have something to show y'all tonight, which it wasn't part of the plan anyway, so I ain't mad with myself. But I really wanted to show you guys one of my outlines. So I don't know if you remember, or when Minx said this on the first video, what the difference between erotica was and something, a book that has an erotic scene in it. Okay. Well, even though I do not have a lot of erotica, because I have one erotic book, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe, right? I'm working on another one. But apparently, I have a fair amount of sexy scenes, let's call it that, in my work, like a lot of my works. A lot of my works. And I said, well, yeah, because I write paranormal romance, paranormal fantasy. So there's some beings that get together and have sexy time. I did not realize to what degree I actually had that. Like, because I told people a long time ago, I do not write YA. No matter how old my characters are, I do not write YA. Yeah. So what I'm going to now do, since I have made this discovery, is I'm going to make up a legit dummy outline with all the color marks and all that stuff, so you can see beyond the little Red Riding Hood one, because that's not a good example. I'm going to make one that is a really good example, but that people can also understand. So I'm going to do that. That's going to be my project. I may not have it done by next week because so much stuff is going on this week, but I will do it. And when I do it, I'll send it out. Because I can't send out shit that I have already. 552 words. Awesome. I know that's right. That's great. Whew. I'm just laughing my butt off because I was going through. I said, oh, I can show like the first act of this one because I'm going to give those 3 chapters away anyway. It was no problem. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I can't. No, I can't. Because even in the outline, if there isn't a graphic sex scene, and by graphic, I mean any level graphic, because it can be tender and sweet or whips and chains. But if it's graphic in any way, let's say, I'm trying to think of a good way to say it. I will put in a word that indicates to me that is a graphic scene. So in my outline, it'll just blatantly say some things that I'm not going to put on the internet like this. I'll share them, but not like that. So, yeah. So that whole time, except for when my god sister called me, because we have some stuff going on in our family. That whole time, I was searching for just one. Now, there were some that weren't like blatantly crazy, but I still couldn't share them because those were either bad examples or too spoilery. So I will hook y'all up, I promise. And when we're all done, everyone who's come to all 4, I will compile it and make a nice little PDF for you all to have the whole thing with better samples, I promise. Oh my goodness, that just tickled me. I'm going through some stuff. I found stuff I forgot I was writing about. That's another thing I was just telling you all. I found some old story things that I built. Oh my God. I might need to go through this computer thoroughly. So let's see. It's 9:35. You guys, let's see. I'm just so tickled. Let's do another 20. Let's call another 20. That'll give me a chance to actually drink the drink I went, or drink a sip of what I went to get and never did because I started eating popcorn like a crazy person. Like, and it's weird. I am not a snacker, but I am also very lazy. So I don't feel like getting something, go and cooking something. I mean, I just don't. So this is what I'm going to eat because it's right there. And this is what I'm going to drink eventually. I'm not in the mood to cook. So, okay. All that said, I'm like tripping on myself right now because I really couldn't find something to share. And if you would have asked me before the search, do you have blah 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 to share? I'd have been, oh yeah, sure. I can share this story. I can share this. There's a slight chance the kid may come across my channel one day. I would not want them to see some of the words that were on there. Okay. Hey, it's gonna be today. I love popcorn. I never turn down popcorn anyway. It's weird. Of all the garbage stuff I like, which popcorn doesn't fall 100% in the garbage category, but close enough. Well, this is definitely garbage. I like hot dogs and popcorn. Those are two things that I can always eat. I can always eat them. I do not generally keep those two things in my house because it's all I will eat. But when I went out today, I saw the fiddle faddle and I had to have it. So now I'm so lazy, I don't even want to make different. Make difference. I don't want to. Yep, I'm trifling. See, I don't have heat. It is freezing cold here. Ooh, okay. Every time I hear new projects, I get excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share. I can't wait to share this new story with everybody. I wish that I could just be in the future and be done writing it so I can start pulling up the beta people. My alpha says that, she's really digging it. And I want to get one. Usually I'll have one alpha, but I'm going to add another alpha to the mix before I do the beta run. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And normally I'm more anxious, but this is like, I guess because it's more in my field. Like when I wrote Shattered, if you guys are familiar with Shattered is far removed from my normal stuff. Shattered is a coming of age tale, and that ain't me. That was just one. That was a pet project. I don't know what the best term for it to be. It was a story that was on my heart that I had to get out, but it is not my normal genre. My normal stuff is the paranormal fantasy, the romantic fantasy, and apparently now I'm adding erotica to it because I do have the erotica book. My other books aren't erotica, but they do have some sexy scenes. My husband absolutely loves it. I do too. I love the toffee because I think the caramel is good, but for some reason, as sweet as this is, the caramel is too sweet for me. I don't have a sweet tooth. Thank you for not giving me a sweet tooth with all the other issues. I don't have a sweet tooth, so I can only handle a certain amount of stuff. But I can. That's weird though, because I can drink sweet stuff all day, but I can't eat sweets. You know what I mean? That's weird. But yeah, I do. I just love popcorn, man. Any chance to eat popcorn? I have some microwave popcorn too, like the movie. I think it's called movie style butter or whatever. It's too buttery, but if you pour it out of the bag, it's tolerable. I can talk. Alrighty. Let's see. Shadow is awesome. I can't wait till book 2 comes out. See, everybody says that. But book 2 is going to be even worse before it gets to book 3, where things get a little lighter. So I can already hear people going, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this to these people? But I am so glad. That makes my heart sing. I'm so glad you liked it because I know it was a heavy story. That's going to get heavier before it gets lighter. So, guys, let's see. It's 9:40. Yes, 20 minutes. Let's do a 20. Top of the hour. I'll meet you back here at 10. I'm going to eat some more popcorn and actually write, or at least set up to write. Have at. What are you in them eyes? We are in the middle of a writing sprint. Be back in 20. Okay, that is time. It is time plus like 30 seconds because it took me a second to find my way back. All right, so let's see. So, Jennifer, I just sent you the PDF for tonight. So you'll have it. So I think everyone else has it. Can't tell. Yeah, okay. I'm in the right spot. Sometimes it's just hard to tell, to be honest. All right. Sorry about the silence. I was trying to get acclimated again because I have pulled up a bunch of tabs, which I'm telling you, popcorn, which I don't normally do while I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, my face is so puffy. Oh, I hate eczema. All right, so not just because it jacks your face up or nothing, but it hurts. Oh, all right, let me close this. So, what time is it? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Shoot. Okay. Every time I see your name come up, I want to go Sailor Venus, Sailor Mars, Sailor Mercury. I just want to go through all Sailor Jupiter. Secret powers are so new to her. She's the one named Sailor Moon. 558. You go. That's right. I just got it. Okay, good. Good. I just wanted to make sure because I realized I'm waiting. Like, I don't know if I sent it to you because I have other people I do this with, and we actually are like, it's not chat, so it's not me by myself, it's me and them, so we all get to interact and stuff. So I'm never quite sure who I gave the stuff to already and who I didn't. So I just wanted to make sure everyone had it. Mine too. Mine too. I'm gonna tell you, okay, prepare yourself. I was so in love with Tuxedo Mask and Moonlight Prince that I literally wrote a fanfic, Goddess Forgive Me, where I played a bad guy. I'm not even going to give you all the details of it, but if you ever want to read it one day, I'll be sure. I was a bad guy. I was sort of like Queen Beryl, so I was one of those kind of nasty, nasty bad guys. And I kidnapped Darian because I knew he was Tuxedo Mask. And I kind of erased his memory and made him think he was a bad guy and that he was my boyfriend. And we did some things. I knew I was wrong. But it turned out, because I wanted to redeem myself, that the Negaverse had poisoned me. So I actually wasn't a bad guy. And he figured it out as he was coming back to his Darianness. And when the Sailor Scouts were ready to kill me, because I was Nega Slime and all this other shit, when they were ready to kill me, he stopped them from killing me, even after all the shit I did to him, because he knew that the real me was trapped inside. So they wound up healing me and letting me out. Then I was all crying and boohooing because of the terrible things I did to him. But I really didn't have no regrets of the fun times we had because, yeah. And don't think that I wrote this, like in my teens, because keep in mind, Sailor Moon, I was a grown woman when Sailor Moon came out. And I was even more, I think, how old is my son? My son is 30 now. And I think he was like 8 when I wrote it. But it was like, Oh man, I had like Sailor Mars was really gunning for me, man. She was like, oh my god, I gotta go dig that one up too. I have to dig that. Oh, and I was like, what did I call her? Sailor Moonstruck. I was like, you can't have him, Sailor Moonstruck. He's mine. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But I like doing fan fiction because you get to exercise your writing muscles and you get to hone in your writing chops. Because if I changed like the characters' names and stuff like that, in the whole situation, it was still a legit story. It was just a story with established characters and then me thrown in. Because of course I'm throwing myself in because I like Tuxedo Mask. Oh my god! And the way it started off, it instantly started off with like me and Darian in a situation. I have never talked about this before. Oh my god. But Sailor Moon, I love Sailor Moon. So that's why it was an original Sky idea. And they had the Twilights though in the show. No hate on Twilight though. Yeah. Oh, but they actually had the Twilights though in Sailor Moon. What was it? I don't remember. Oh my god. I went blank because now I'm just seeing Darian and I'm seeing Darian. Let's just say that. Let's see. I want to read. I used to write Negaverse fan fiction. I shot Zoysa and Malachite so hard. Are you kidding me? Come on now. They were totally together. Let's be real. Let's be real. No, it was ridiculous. It was like fourth level smut. It was fourth level smut because Darian is in his 20s, and then I made my character like in her 30s because I know the Sailor Scouts are teeny boppers, so I couldn't have them doing stuff they shouldn't be doing because they're teeny boppers. But I had to have Darian. Oh, I knew what you meant. Fan fiction to me is fine. It's fine. I had to, and it was so juicy because the whole time, well, not the whole time because my powers were wearing off on him, but he had no idea that he wasn't my boyfriend. That he wasn't this bad guy, basically a minion. I forgot what was my character's name. I have to go find it and look it up. Basically a minion of mine, and he was just willing to do whatever. He was fucking shit up, man. And I just loved it because I got to laugh and and I'm keeping him, and he wanted to be kept. He didn't have a problem with it until it started wearing off. It started wearing off, and then he realized that he was this other person, and then he realized that I was trapped because again, I had to redeem myself, so I couldn't be a bad guy and let Sailor Moon heal me. Serena healed me. Then I had to be all apologetic to all the things like, I tore their asses up too. Oh, it was just fun. I need medicine. I realized this. But anyway, I have let me think of my most bizarre fan fiction. I keep forgetting to turn the banner off. Give me a sec. Okay. My most bizarre fan fictions that I've written was my He-Man. No self-inserts. That was on a dare. So I wrote a He-Man She-Ra fan fiction. I wrote the Sailor Moon one. I wrote Speed Racer. Total self-insertion. Because I'm also in love with Speed Racer. I got to think for old school anime too. And Speed Racer is my type. Let's see. You know, Darian, the tall, dark, skinny boys. You know, dark-haired, skinny boys. I mean, let's see. Oh, I wrote a X-Men fanfic. where I inserted myself when I was a new mutant when I was at Xavier School, but that was all because I wanted to get with Gambit and Wolverine. And I write a lot of smut. I did not realize it. All right, last month. So I wrote that one. I'll share this stuff with y'all, but I don't want to go into details on camera. What was the most bizarre? I even wrote Property Brother fanfic. Just let y'all know, because I got a thing for Jonathan. Even though Zoe Deschanel stole him from me, I like Jonathan. So let's see. What else? Who else? I told y'all about the X-Men. The X-Men one was really fun. Speed Racer. I can't think of them right now. But yeah, I have fun writing those because they were oh my god. Y'all ready for this? I wrote one. It wasn't a Harry Potter one, but it was a more real life one with Rupert Grant. And I wrote the story. He was grown when I wrote the story. This wasn't back in the day, okay? He had I was in film school and he came to America not to go to film school because, you know, he's been in films all his life and childhood and stuff. But he like came to visit the campus and what have you. And I was a student there. And everybody was like, Rupert Grint has come to Hogwarts. You know, they were all being all weird. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Because I knew the name, but I couldn't think of who he was like right off the bat. And it was like Ron Weasley. I was like, oh, the redhead kid. But then he walked in and he was like, what he looks like now and stuff. And I was like, okay. So I kind of wrote that. And then so I had that one. And then I had for a long time, like I'm not into like blonde haired boys and stuff. But I had Hayden Christensen, he goes back and forth between, but I had a Hayden Christensen obsession for a minute. So I wrote a very thoroughly long Hayden Christensen fanfic. And yeah, Colin Farrell. Apparently I don't have no life, y'all. If I sent y'all all the ones that I did do, you guys would die. You would die. X-Men. Yeah. And the way the X-Men one started, it was so cool because the way I wrote it was like you didn't even realize at first because they're like in the simulator, but you don't know that, and they're fighting and doing shit, and everybody's throwing their powers at everybody. We fighting all the bad guys, and I think my name was Tigress, and I was just about to get hit, like get killed, and Kurt, was it Kurt? No, it was Gambit. Gambit knocked me out the way. No, it was Kurt. Kurt knocked me out the way, and then the whole simulation just dropped, and that's when you realize it was a simulation. I wasn't in danger, but I don't know. I had a really bad attitude in this one. I'm saying I because it was 100% self-insert. Okay, I had a really bad attitude, and I didn't want anybody to be touching me and in my face, and so. Kurt, who was my friend, who I love, Kurt, one of my favorite X-Men. He was like, "Are you okay? Because you aren't yourself. Like you're not dodging fireballs and shit like that, or whatever it was." And trust me, I write better than I talk. And Gambit was flirting with me, and so basically, I just made my claws come out and scratch his little pretty eyes out. And he said something very inappropriate and walked on his way. But it was clear to Kurt that my problem was that I liked him, that I also liked. Yes, I have no life. I liked him. I liked Wolverine, and I couldn't pick between the two of them. So in this story, I didn't. I kept them both because I'm nasty, apparently. So yeah. Probably. And the way the Property Brothers, it happened so innocently because what had happened was What was my name? I had this really off the wall name. I'll tell it to you next week because I can't think of it right now. And I had applied to be on one of their shows because they have so many different shows. And I applied to be on one of the shows for HGTV. I didn't even apply for Property Brothers. I applied for HGTV. And they called me and said I got chosen, and the Property Brothers have this new show that they're doing. And I'm like, oh, I get to be on the Property Brothers. Okay. They said, well, no, you're not going on the Property Brothers. It's something else with the Property Brothers. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck what it is. Am I going to get me a new bedroom? You know, that was my thing. And so, long story short, I got on the show. I met the brothers, kind of hit it off with Jonathan, played around a lot. His brother noticed that me and him were a little more playful than we should be. And things happened, and some more things happened, and some more things happened. I need medication to be truthful with that, or a boyfriend. Yeah. You know, at this point, a boyfriend would probably mess up my my writing thing. Yeah, I tell you, my Speed Racer one was ridiculously funny because Speed Racer is a teenager, and I had to remember that. So I had to make my character a teenager. Y'all ready for what my name was? My name was Truly Quick. I saw a mouse. I knew I heard something. I knew I did. Little motherfucker. Oh, he got to go. He don't pay no rent. He cannot stay in here. I don't care how cold it is outside. So his name was my name was Truly Quick, and we went to school together. And I had a friend. What was her name? Her name was not Gogo. What was her name? Lala. My friend Lala. And I had a little sister who I can't think. Anyway, forget all that. Basically, I liked him, but I couldn't like him because I had to beat him in a race to prove that I was worthy. And if I couldn't beat him, then I couldn't admit to him that I liked him. It was all kind of dumb shit. And it was real teenagery. And it's one of my favorite stories. So, again, I write a lot. And I practice a lot. And one of the fun things for me to do is to just take established characters and make up something totally don't have nothing to do with nothing. Totally out of the blue. Now with that one, the Speed Racing one, I did stay somewhat in character, but I chose a storyline because you never get to see Speed at school. He's always on his way somewhere to be ready for a race. Well, there's times in between where he's not racing. I wanted to tell a story when he wasn't racing. So that's my cry. Gamber's one of my. Are you kidding me? Gamber is my favorite. Like I like Kurt a lot. Like I really love him. But as far as like sexiness, I like Gambit. I used to like. Please let Orlando Bloom play Gambit back in the day, back when they were making those movies. Because then I can have two wishes. That's later. I have to find them that are not all broken up because I have them. I think I called them October Moon Sagas. The October Moon Saga. So what happened was my the October Moon made me go crazy. So I wound up being in like all these anime places and all these cartoons and stuff like that. So that's where those stories came from. And I wrote these like in 2002. Something like that. It's like almost 20 years ago, like 15 or 20 years ago. But yeah. So that's my crazy. Let's see what time it is. It's 10:19. I was supposed to go over to Twitch at 10:30. My head hurts so much. I don't know if I'm going to. Plus, I saw a mouse, and I wanna find his little ass. How did he get in here? You guys, I live on the 3rd floor in an apartment building. Oh, a big ass mouse. And my mom said to me, when you see mice, you have one of two problems. You see them because they're hungry, or you see them because you got a lot of them. Same thing about roaches. I will move. You guys think I'm crazy? If I see a roach, I will move. before I stay in a place that has roaches. I can catch that little motherfucking mouse though. He don't know. He came to the wrong house. So I think I'm actually gonna call it a night. I don't think I'm gonna go to Twitch tonight. Normally we go over Twitch and we just keep writing and just whatever. We're not doing the project, so to speak, but we're move on to whatever we want to work on. But I don't think I can handle it. Like my head is starting to hurt. The light's starting to get to me. And there's a goddamn mouse somewhere in my living room. I don't know where he went. And he looked huge. Like I could be wrong. Because you know how when things are moving fast, they look different size. But I'm tripping right now. Like that's bugging me. And I'm not afraid of mice, but I still don't want one of them bitches to touch me or get in my shit. Yeah, well, I will be on Twitch tomorrow no matter what. Tomorrow, around 5 p.m. EST, 5-ish. Oh, wait, did I change it to 7? If you go to my Twitch, it'll tell you what time I'm scheduled to be on. I actually don't remember. It's either 5 or 7. Whatever time it is, I'll know because I have alarms somewhere that says, get your ass on and get your writing done. Man, I'm so mad about that. All right, but yeah, my head, I got to take this bun off. It's driving me crazy. And, oh, don't be surprised if next week you see me and I have no hair. Because I'm thinking about cutting off my hair. I'm really thinking about getting rid of all of it. My eczema has been really bothering me. And when it flares up like in my scalp and everything too. And it's just so much easier to treat it without hair. Or at least maybe I won't shave it because usually I shave it like cold blood. Just take. Maybe I'll just cut it down really super short. So don't be shocked. If I do it, I'll probably make it pink. Just so I won't be so sad about it. Let's see. One more thing real quick. So next week, you guys, be ready for my favorite part. I keep saying that. And maybe I'll tell you a Billy story since he wants to be in here lurking. You guys, my friend Billy, there are tales to be told. Where is he? He's still in here. Billy, I know you're still in here. Let's see. This guy. Y'all see this guy right here? We have done some stuff. We have been out in the world acting fools. All right, guys. Let me see. You shaving your head again? Yeah. And it's not because I want to. It's not because I want to. But I don't feel well, and I got to be able to get. I didn't see it again, but it's bugging me because I keep thinking it's going to come and try to run for me. Yeah, I got to get myself together. So I don't feel so bad. I don't sound so bad. Every time you guys got to see me looking like a damn swamp beast. So there's that. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging with me and doing this with me. I hope any little tidbit of my notes is helping out in some kind of way. And if not, I hope that you're at least still having fun. I love you guys. See some of you tomorrow. See the rest of you next Saturday. Stay safe out there. I mean it. Can't afford to be losing nobody else.